specializes in Roman stuff. She basically built a replica of everything in her living room to figure out why the arch was off-center. And she found out that it was placed perfectly to frame the Colossus of Apollo behind it.
Marlowe's work is so cool. She shows how, depending on where you were standing, Apollo would either look like he was towering over Constantine or that Constantine was blocking him out. It's this intentional visual game between the emperor and the sun god.
That's incredible. On the surface, it looks like he's honoring Apollo. But by putting the arch in that specific spot, he's actually putting himself in a position of power over the god.
It's subtle, but it's a definite power move.
It seems like every time we think we're getting close to figuring Constantine out, we uncover another layer of weirdness. So we've got this arch that's subtly positioned to be more powerful than Apollo. But there's more to it than that, right? The video talks about how the arch is right next to buildings that were built by the Flavian emperors. Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. Those were the emperors who destroyed the Jerusalem temple, weren't they?
They were, and they were known for persecuting Christians. It's a pretty significant connection. Makes you wonder why Constantine, who was supposed to be this defender of Christianity, would build his arch so close to monuments built by people who hated the faith.
It's definitely strange. And then you add the fact that Constantine even took the Flavian name for himself, calling himself Flavius Constantinus. It almost seems like he's trying to connect himself to those emperors, but also maybe trying to do something even bigger for Christianity than they did.
Maybe he was making a statement. It's like he's saying, you guys might have destroyed the temple, but I'm going to completely change the faith itself. Which reminds me of that idea from the video that Constantine was trying to defeat Jesus by transforming him, basically turning him from this symbol of rebellion against Rome into a symbol of Roman power.
Whoa, that's a heavy thought. It challenges this whole idea of Constantine being a simple convert. Maybe he was playing a much bigger game, using Christianity to make his own power stronger and reshape the whole empire.
Exactly. And you can see that idea reflected in how Jesus is portrayed in art after Constantine. The video shows this 6th century mosaic from Ravenna, Italy, where Jesus is dressed up as a Roman soldier. He even looks kind of like an emperor.
It's incredible how powerful images can be. In just a few hundred years, Jesus went from being an enemy of Rome to being its symbol. Makes you think about the images we see today and the stories they tell. But going back to Constantine, we've seen how he used architecture to outsmart Apollo and how he connected himself to emperors who persecuted Christians. And then there's his burial plan. He wanted to be buried with the 12 apostles like he was taking Jesus' place. Is there anything this guy didn't do?
Well, we still haven't answered the biggest question of all. What did Constantine really believe? Was he even a Christian? Or was he something else entirely? The video makes a pretty bold claim that Constantine ultimately put his faith in the sun, not in Jesus.
That's a bold statement. But when you think about